Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So this video is for the course of SMR3013 research methods, and this video will discuss focusing on literature review. Okay, so this is how to write literature review. So this notes have been uploaded in my Guru, so any of you want to refer, you can just print it for your own reference. Okay, so let me start. So how to write literature review? So as has been explained previously in the video on chapter 1. So basically literature review is the one in chapter 2. So look at here. So this is the content of research proposal. So I've explained this previously in our previous video, and briefly in topic 1, which is about introduction. And then the second chapter is more on literature review, and third chapter is methodology. So basically your research proposal must contain these 3 chapters. Okay, so for this video, focusing on the literature review, briefly on literature review, and for the next video we're focusing on methodology. Obviously for the literature review there are several things that can be learn can be teach for this topic. But for this video, it just briefly explain what is the contents of this chapter 2 for research proposal. Okay, I will introduce and explain briefly about literature review and show you 2 examples of this chapter. And also at the end of the video there will be a task just to show your commitment and your participation. Okay, so basically literature review can be divided into 3 parts. So this is the definition of the literature review. So as you can see, there's so many things. So briefly, what is actually literature review? It actually represents the critical and analytically written about academic writings that had been published by scholars and research on the topic study. So in this chapter 2, which is literature review, is all about recent or studies that have been done related to your topic. Okay, so why is it important to do this literature review? It's very important because from the literature review you will know the current status of the field that you are planning to study. For example, in terms of the development of kit for certain topics in mathematics. So you need to know what is the recent knowledge for that field of study. Okay, so your literature review must always be updated. Okay, must always be updated. You cannot just refer research which is a long time ago. Okay, so when we say recent, means this is 5 years back, within 5 years. Okay, so that's the purpose of literature review. So when you read other people's work, so you know how you are going to do with your literature review part for your study. Okay, basically literature review will give you some kind of idea what can you do with your proposal or your research. Okay, alright, so obviously from the literature review you will know what is the title of interest, the objective, the methodology, and of course literature review normally they will cover those 5 things. Okay, introduction, which is the objective, problem statement, hypothesis, and then you have the second part, which is the again literature review, and the third part is methodology, fourth part is on the finding, and finally conclusion. Okay, so when you do the research literature review, it can help you to rationalize your study. Okay, from the literature review, you know what is the variables or what is the current issue that is suitable or related to your study of interest. Okay, from the literature review as well, you will know what is the appropriate methodologies can be used for your study. So there are many things that you can find in the literature review. Okay, that is important. You need to do so much research. Yeah, remember the definition of research you're getting information again and again. Okay, so that's by definition. So in writing literature review, there are basically three parts, which is we can divide it into three categories: introduction, main body, and summary. So this is the brief of it. Later on, I will show you another slide which is similar but explain further on these three parts. Okay, so these three category, first, the section in your literature review can divide into three. The first part is introduction of that particular chapter. Okay, in this introduction, you may discuss or present about the identifying the common topic issue related to your context of study. Okay, you can show the theories, the methodologies, the conclusion. Okay, and also here you can just explain the criteria used for the analysis as a and states why certain literatures are excluded and why certain literatures you include. Okay, so that's the part for introduction. Okay, later on I will give you examples. So this is just a brief what is meant by each section in literature review. Okay, in the body part of the literature review, normally it's all about your collecting materials for literature. Okay, so it's depend on what type of research that you do. Okay, remember there are two types of research, quantitative or qualitative, and there are different research design for each one. If you're doing quantitative and another one is qualitative. Okay, and the last part will be the summary. So this summary is optional. Some it will depend on your supervisor. Some prefer to have the summary section in chapter 2. Some supervisor or professor not prefer to have that summary. Okay, so it's optional, but by definition, summary means you make a overall conclusion about those chapter 2. So that's what it means. Okay, so there are several resources of reference. You can refer to research paper, kitab also in the list. You can also refer to thesis, magazine, journal, newspaper, online documents, books, and so many other references. So this is kind of some other references that you may refer to. Okay. Alright, before I go to the example, let me show you another slide, which is briefly on writing a literature review. So these notes will also be uploaded in the My Guru platform. So I hope you can check this. Okay, so just briefly, before I go to the example, so this is just a definition of literature review. So again, it's kind of a summary and explanation on a current or recent state of knowledge on the topic that you study. Okay, again, the references can be the academic book, can be journal article, can be magazine, okay, can be online document, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's what is mean by literature. You do get information from any reference or resources, from any sources, and you relate with the study or the title or the scope of your study. Okay. Alright, so that's by definition. So why we do literature review? Okay, by definition, why is because it gives reader easy access to research on a particular topic by selecting high quality articles or studies that are relevant, meaningful, important, and valid, and summarizing them into one complete report. Okay, so when you're doing literature review, so basically you are collecting information related to your particular topic. So when you have several reference, okay, so you list out all the reference, so it's easiest for you to write down and to compare and contrast what is the current knowledge on your field of study. Okay, and the second or the next one is why you do literature is because by doing the literature review, it actually you kind of ensure that You are not actually duplicate or plagiate other people's work. Okay, so for example, when you do the literature review, you find that there is no research that is similar to yours. Okay, that is exactly the same as yours. So we know that there is no existing research which is similar or at least or exactly the same as what you are doing. So that's mean your research is new. But for your level, for research, for your level is more like a final year project. Basically, you are not expected to come up with new idea or new method or something like that. It's more like you improvise the current knowledge. For instance, you are come up with the new kit or module, which is you improvise from the current one, and you test that. Okay, so it's not a totally new, but it's more on like you improvise the current existing kit module, and so on and so forth. Okay. Okay, from the literature review as well, you may know the gaps. Okay, the gaps mean what have been done in this field, what is not been done in this field. So there's gap. So that gaps is basically the new knowledge or the new contribution for that study. And that's why it's important. You need to update your literature review um, all the time. Okay. Okay. What else? Okay. What is the content of the literature review? This is similar to the one I saw you just now in the slide. Okay. So basically, you have some kind of introduction part. Okay. Most of the time in this part is just a kind of a very brief general explanation, background or history related to your topic. Then you have the body of the literature review, and this in the body section you might separate into several subheading or subsection. Okay, later on I will show you the example. And also you have the conclusion part. Just now in the previous slide I did show you summary section, is it? So it's either the summary, optional, or conclusion section. Okay, so but most of the time it's just introduction and the body. Okay. Alright, so this is just 9 steps to writing a literature review. Not necessarily this 9 steps. This is just kind of the guideline. Okay, not necessarily using this 9 steps. Okay, when you do it, the literature, basically you will know what to do next. Okay, I will show you later after this the step how to write the literature review, the tips so that you know what information you need to find. Okay, so here I just share with you the 9 steps to writing a literature review. Okay, so that you know that there is actually a guideline, but it's up to you whether you totally want to follow the step or you do your own way or by the tips that I will give you later after this. Okay, so just briefly I read the 9 steps to writing a literature review. First of all, obviously you need to find a working topic. It is a specific area of your study. For instance, you are interested on development of teaching kit or teaching module. Okay, so you need to focus which topic, and you may search the topic, and also you may discuss with your supervisor, obviously, but for this course you may discuss with me any idea or anything that you think of this topic. Okay, so previously in the previous video on chapter 1 of research proposal, I think all of you have some idea already what is the topic. Okay, second, review the literatures. So basically you need to know the keyword. If you're focusing on development of kit, so that's the keyword kit, development of kit. In which topic, to be specific. Okay, later I will show you just a very basic how to find a good article. Okay, so next, okay, focus your topic narrowly and select papers accordingly. Okay, so for example, just now, development of teaching kit or module. Okay, so that's, you need to narrow your focus. For instance, which topic, uh, and which level of study. Is it form 4, form 5, form 1? Okay, then you need to, after you find the article, of course, you need to kind of go through the article briefly from the abstract first before you go into in detail. Okay, you study, of course, first of all, what is the objective, what is the methodology that they propose, and then you look at the finding and the conclusion, what is the conclusion as overall, and is there any recommendation from the article. Okay, so that's how you need to do when you got the article related to your work. Okay, so next. Okay, so this is where you start writing or reporting all your finding or all your progress while doing this proposal. Okay, you need to organize by looking for pattern and by developing subtopics. Okay. Okay, and then you need to develop a working thesis. So this one, obviously, you are focusing on proposal, not thesis yet. Okay, so basically, you need to kind of identify what is the actually brief conclusion that you get or you expect from this proposal. Okay. Okay, here again, step 4 and step 5 is referring to this part. You organize, you read, and then you organize. Okay, it's okay if you don't really understand what I'll try to explain here. Later, I will give you examples so that you get clear picture what you need to do later. Okay. Okay, this is the part where you write the body of the proposal basically. Okay, you have some idea when after you do some literature, basically you have some idea what is the section or heading or subheading section or subsection of your writing. Okay, of course you need to do some literature first, and then you come up with the kind of the point or section for your chapter 2. Okay, so here again, when you after you do some literature, you need to kind of do a report on what is the research has been done in your field of study. Okay, what is the gap? Okay, so from all those literature, then only then you know what is the section that can be created for your writing. Okay, so here it's just the way you write. This slide show you example of student A who just actually reporting, but student B kind of comparing and contrasting the literature. Okay, so this is the two situation. In student A is basically, okay, briefly, student A is just reporting from the finding, but student B is actually analyzing the literature by comparing and contrasting the finding of the research. Of course, student B is better compared to student A. Okay, so I would advise for you try not to just copy paste the result or the articles content. Instead, try your best to kind of compare and discuss about the finding from other research. Okay, so this is when you done it. You need to reread all those again, and maybe sometime at certain stage, even though you have already planned the flow of chapter 2, which is the literature review, at certain stage you might need to rearrange the structure. Okay, that's normal. Okay. Alright. So I think I should show you the example So let's look at the example. What is the content for chapter 2? Okay, I'll show you the first example of a proposal. The title is Tahap Amalan Pemikiran Reflektif Guru Matematik dan Faktor-faktor yang mempengaruhinya dalam pengajaran dan pelajaran di sekolah. Okay, and the second example is pembinaan kit media algebra bagi murid tingkatan 2. I will also later on will show you what is APA style of writing. And this is for reference writing and citation. Okay, so let's look at example first. Okay, this is the first proposal, tahap amalan pemikiran reflektif guru matematik dan faktor-faktor yang mempengaruhinya dalam pengajaran dan pelajaran sekolah. So first step, after you do some brief reading or literature on your topic, I believe you will have some idea what you need to put in your writing. Okay, so just to show you this, okay, let's look at this. Let me just zoom this. Okay, let's look at this chapter 2. Okay, so remember the title here. Tahap amalan pemikiran reflektif guru matematik dan faktor-faktor yang mempengaruhinya dalam pengajaran dan pelajaran di sekolah. So this here is referring to pemikiran reflektif guru. And then faktor-faktor dalam PNP. Okay, so this is the title, proposal 1. This is the title. So first thing, after you do some reading, you will know the flow of the literature that relate to your study related to pemikiran reflektif guru matematik dan faktor-faktor. So as you can see here, how this been arranged, how they write the literature. First, they separate into the main things about this, which is tentang pemikiran reflektif. What is the theory related, all the story related to this pemikiran reflektif. So this is what the section is. So it will normally will be based on your literature. And then the second is, this is referring to latar belakang guru, because here in this study they consider the research, the teacher's background, gender, ethnicity, and also professional requirement. Okay, and then some other information. All these are based on literature. Okay, see how the flow. After you know what is the flow, then later you can find further literature review or article related to this or this subsection. Okay, so first thing, the tips is in writing literature, you need to have this flow first. Okay, try to write down this flow, then later you can add what is the content for each section and subsection. Okay, and then I'll show you another example. Let's look at another example for this one. Okay, the second example is on pembinaan kit media algebra bagi murid tingkatan 2. So here is the objective is they want to develop a kit, okay, for topic algebra form 2. So look at the flow of this chapter 2. Okay, first of all, you must have introduction. Okay, later just now you see this, the first example that I show you don't have any introduction. So first thing you learn here, you must put introduction for each chapter. Okay, so here this is the right one. You must put introduction first, pengenalan. Okay, so since this proposal is related to development of kit, okay, development of kit. So first thing you can relate is related to the kefahaman, instrumental dan kefahaman relational. And then about teori pembelajaran. Okay, literature, when you do education study, you must also have you must have this teori pembelajaran in your literature. Okay, like this one, teori pembelajaran, teori Brunner, teori constructivism, model pembelajaran 5E, semua ini ditunjukkan. And also when you are developing ABM or alat bantu mengajar or BBM bahan bantu mengajar, you must know all these model. Okay, model edit, model assure. Okay, you can try to find out this lah, what is ADDI and what is assure. Model CD and analysis critical related to development of bahan bantu mengajar. And here also previous research. All this above this here is the fact or fakta berkaitan dengan pembinaan bahan bantu mengajar. And 2.5 here referring to research. Okay, previous research on development of bahan bantu mengajar. So if you can see here, here is actually the flow of chapter 2. Okay, when after you do several literature, you might have some idea what to be included in your chapter 2. Then you write down this heading and subheading or section or subsection. Later on, you need to find further info about each section or subsection. Okay, as I said just now, it is normal at certain stage in which you need to kind of rearrange the flow. That's normal. Okay, so it's okay if you need to rearrange. Sometimes the first draft that you do for the flow is not really right, so you can rearrange it later, depend on how you do it for chapter 1, chapter 2 and chapter 3. So because all these chapter must be related, so the flow will depend on that. That's why sometimes you need to rearrange the flow of the chapter. Okay, that's example. So next, let me show you the APA style of writing. I think here is, when you link the copy paste the link. So you will go to the APA style or American Psychological Association reference style of writing. There are many example here. Okay, this is kind of journal, article, books, book chapter, report, what else? We have conference, proceeding, dissertation, unpublished and informally published work. Okay, and then this is if your reference audio, visual, video, artwork reference, and so on and so forth. This is all those sources of reference. Okay, this is website and web page and website. How you want to write the reference using APA style. So let's look one example. So the common in academic is journal article reference. So you may just click journal article reference. So if you can see here, there are many things related to journal article references. So if it is a journal article, this is the format. As you can see here, this is what we call it as a APA format or APA writing style of reference. Okay, so you can see here, the author name is Grady, JS, her, M. Okay, normally this part is actually the surname. Okay, the surname, this is the first name or middle name. Okay, and then this is the year of publication if it is article. This is the title, and this is the journal. The italic one is the journal, volume, and page. This is the DOI link. This is how you write in your reference list at the end of your proposal. And here, this is the way you write in your citation in text. When you summarize or you discuss about certain finding by previous researcher, so normally this is how you cite their work. Et al. Mean for more than 2 authors. Okay, for example here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 authors. So you just mention the first author, Grady. Et al. Represent more than 2 authors. Penulis lebih daripada 2, so you tuliskan sebagai et al. Grady is the surname of the first author, and then write down the name. This is how you cite article in the text. Okay, so let's look another example. For instance, books. If you refer to books, Okay, if you refer to book, this is example. As you can see here, this is the author, year, and the title of the book. This is the publisher. If you have ebook, then you need to put the DOI number or DOI address. Okay, so here is the author, this is the year, and this is the name of the book, and also the publisher. Okay, what if you refer to, let's look here, what else? Unpublished dissertation. If you refer to unpublished dissertation, so this is how you write unpublished dissertation. So look, this is the name of the author, this is the year, this is the title of the, here is a dissertation or thesis, title of the thesis or dissertation, and you need to put a bracket, unpublished, what is it? Is it master thesis, master dissertation, what university? Okay, this is for unpublished thesis, if you refer to unpublished thesis. If you refer the one which is published, for instance in library, Oopsie library, something like that, so this is the format. Okay, you need to write down the name of the author. Remember, this is thesis, so most of the time thesis only name of the student. Okay, not more than one author. Okay, year, and this is the name, author, year, this is the title of the thesis or dissertation, and you need to write down the publication number if there is a number registered, or else you just put unpublished thesis. Okay, so this is the link where you can check all those reference APA style. Okay, that's why I have it here, reference APA style. Okay, all right, so maybe I can just show you what I mean by reference at the end of the proposal here. Let me just show you. Okay, at the end of each proposal or dissertation or thesis, you will have this reference list. Okay, so it shouldn't be bibliography, it should be reference list. So this is all the reference list. Okay, the example that I show you, maybe so this is the reference list. So all the literature, you need to record it. Okay, you need to list out all those reference. It may be from book, it may be from internet or website, it may be from the journal. So all this is the reference list. Okay, so let's me look at another example just now. Let me look at the example of list of reference. So here is the list of reference. Okay, ini rujukan. So this is the rujukan. Look at the format. Okay, here some of them are from the website, some of it from the journal, book, chapter of book. Okay, so this is what it mean by reference list APA format. Okay, so this is what it is. Okay, reference APA style. Alright. So related to this chapter 2, obviously, if you have several any other question related to this, it's not that easy to understand my explanation maybe. So what I will advise you is, first of all, find the literature. Find the literature related to your chapter 1, which is your topic and the objective and also the problem segment. And when you have some idea what's your literature about, then you may ask me whether it is suitable or not. Okay, so we can discuss in the comment, or we can discuss this in our WhatsApp group. Okay, So you are open to question anything related to this chapter. Okay, please let me know if you don't understand or you are not sure what you need to do related to this chapter. Okay, I might do another video just to explain in detail each one of it, or I might share it in our WhatsApp group. Okay, so as you aware, in chapter 2 there are assignment 2, and this assignment, so basically similar to assignment 1 for chapter 1 introduction. So here in assignment 2 you need as well to come up with Petaminda, which is 20%. So in this Petaminda is related to chapter 2 literature review. Remember, this literature review can be in Malay and also can be in English, but throughout the chapter must use the same language lah. Tak boleh mix Malay, English, Malay, English. Okay, so you choose one language, either you want to use Malay or English. Okay, so what is the content of your mind map or Petaminda? You must have the pengenalan. Okay, you must have the previous research, at least 10 journal and other reference, and then you must have the summary and also the reference list. Okay, this assignment will be presented but selected only. Okay, I will select randomly among you all to present, to share, and for me to comment so that your friend will learn from it. Okay, and then last one, you need to submit your assignment here. Remember, this is a Petaminda. You need to come up with a poster or something. What size is up to you, as long as it can fit in a screen for me to check, that will be fine. Okay, so due date is on week 8, 29 November. Okay, you feel free to ask me if you don't understand this assignment. Okay, so lastly, this is your task. Before I give you or explain about this task, so in summary, what is literature review is basically you need to find information from book, article, website, or any sources related to your chosen topic and your related to your objective and also your focus. Okay, you need to find further info related to your topic. That is what literature. From there, then you will know what is the flow of your chapter, what is the flow of chapter 2, your literature review related to your topic. You may look at the example that I showed you just now. So you need to have the draft of content first, after you do some brief literature, and later on you do another literature in depth related to the section or subsection that have been created. Okay, alright, so I hope you have some idea on how this literature or chapter 2 need to be written. Of course, I don't expect you clearly understand. That's why I said feel free to ask. You can discuss this in our WhatsApp group or in the forum platform in my guru, or in fact in the comment section in this YouTube. Okay, so what is the task? As usual, as you know, the participation or the attendance of this course or today lecture will be based on your participation in task. Okay, so what you need to do, basically, I believe when you're doing your chapter 1, you already know some, you already found some or several references related to your topic. So here what I want you to do is basically, each one of you write down in the comment space below, list out 3 different forms of main references related to your research title in chapter 1 using APA writing style or APA format. 3 different forms here represent, it's either 1 from book, 2nd from article, 3rd from conference, maybe conference article or journal article, or your reference may be from magazine or from journal article or another one maybe from website. Okay, when I said different from means different source of reference. Okay, you just list out, so no need to give me the link. Okay, so basically you need to kind of list out your, of course, in order for you to give there's three main references using APA format, I need to know what is your title. Okay, as usual, for attendance you must write down your metric number, then which group are you from, A or B, then your title of research, your proposed title of research, then you write down the three main references related to your title using APA format. Okay, so how many things that I want you to write down there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, write down your metric number. Second, write down your group A or B. Third, write down your title of research. This is your proposed title. It may be changed later on or in a proper form. Okay, and then fourth, fifth, and sixth, or those three is the three different form of main references related to your topic. Okay, class. So I think that is all for today's video. Feel free to discuss in our WhatsApp group or in a My Book Group platform or even in this comment platform. Okay? And also, remember your attendance will be based on your participation in task. Any of you still have the problem, so you need to let me know so that I may help you in terms of to overcome your problems of submission the comment or your task in YouTube. Okay, so I think that's all for today. Thank you and all the best. Assalamualaikum.